Hi fellas, Nigel back here again, and today I've got another inbox review for you, and today we're going to be looking at, again, something slightly different for me. We're going to be looking at Ryefield models, British Sherman 5C, the Firefly. Okay, again, another cracking kit from Ryefield models. As you can see, we get a lot of really nice detail on there. Okay, 3 markings. Okay, which will look more in detail in just a minute. So what I'll do, I'll put you in now and we'll get cracking. So as always, we'll start off with the instruction manual. Okay, a nice booklet type. Okay, that we've got with all the sprue maps, with the decals and the photo etch, and then straight into the colour call outs with all in ammo paints by MIG. So this one is the 3rd Troop A Squadron, Northamptonshire, Yeomanry, France, 1944. And then we have Netherlands, British Guards, Armoured Division, 5th Guardian Armoured Brigade, 2nd Armoured Battalion, Grenadier Guards. And then the 3rd one is the 1st Squadron, Armoured Regiment, Polish, 1st Armoured Division, UK, Spring, 1944. So straight into step 1, and looking at this, we are building the lower hull. Okay, so we've got the 3 plates going on, and then we've got the rear plate. We've got where the drive sprocket goes in, which then moves on to building the front. Is it a bow plate? Okay, for the front of the hull. Starting to build the overhangs for the side skirts and all that sort of stuff. We then move on to is that a part of the rear? Part of the rear that goes over one of the doors by the looks of it at the rear. We have a toolbox, okay, that all goes onto the rear of the vehicle. And then we start building up different parts of the wheels. Okay, so I don't know whether so got a drive sprocket, and I'm assuming they're the return rollers at the back. I think they're called return rollers at the back. We then get another plate that we're building together. We then move on to doing the suspension and building the suspension together, which is all this part. Okay, so we've got the wheels, the road wheels, the actual suspensions going in, where it tells you balance sheet not to glue. Before then, they get joined onto the side of the tank. We then have to build the tracks, and yeah, so we have the actual tracks themselves. Then we've got the pins that go on the side, and then we've got the track pads that go on like that. Then we've got the upper hull, I believe, where we drill some holes and putting some vision ports in by the looks of it. Then putting the doors on for the interior. Moving on to putting spare tracks actually on the vehicle, and some more small parts going all around. You know, we've got the pickaxe and the fuel caps and other things like that going on. We then got the rear decking going on over the engine, with some of the photo etch going around some of the lights, the spades and what have you going on. Before we've got another plate at the rear where we have to drill some more holes, putting some more small parts, some poles actually on the rear deck. On the rear plate, it looks like we have some sort of tool chest that goes on the back, or some sort of stowage, which there you can see going on the back there. Some more small parts going on. The front leading edge of where the wheels go. Again, the side skirts then, which then go onto the side of the tank, which we can see just here. Then we've got the turret, okay, where all the little parts get added onto before we then move on to the gun and the mantlet and the machine gun, which then slots into the hole where the gun goes and the other hatches before we then build the larger machine gun. Again, I don't know too much about what size that'll be, which looks like quite a hefty one. And then we've got another again hatch for the person that fires this gun, another stowage box. Then all these go onto the turret before we then mount the upper hull to the lower hull, and then the turret ring, and then the actual turret itself with a tow rope on there. So that's the instructions. Let's move on to the plastic, okay, and we'll start with the main big sprue. Okay, so we can see some nice nut detail on some of the skirts, some of the plates. We've got some nice cast texture actually on the front of the tank. Again, some nice detail on these parts. Again, some nice nut detail, some nice raised detail. So I'll just run you around so you can get a closer look at it. Okay, can you see that nice cast detail on there? We've got the turret next. Okay, and again, some lovely cast detail on there. Two sprues that look exactly the same as some of the smaller parts that we had on, some grab handles, and that looks right, the eye for the towing, for part of the towing eye, and some of the actual track pads, okay, which again look nicely detailed all the way around. Nice little cast detail on, I'm assuming these would be maybe some type of fuel cover maybe. Next up we have a sprue with the cannon and the mantlet and other parts therein. Okay, so we have the barrel just there, it's all one piece. Okay, so no having to glue that together and get rid of seam lines, but you will have to get rid of the mold lines, okay, on there. The part of the mantlet, so you can see just this part here where the actual gun sits in, and then we've got another part, I don't know whether that's in front or behind, that I assume that's the front part and that's the rear part, okay, that goes into the actual tank. And then we've got the muzzles, okay, on here. You've got the two types. So overall, a very nice little sprue. We've then got a sprue full of tank tracks, which I will only take one out if I can. Oh no, it's not going to let me, so I'll just separate them. And you've got 4 of those sprues, okay, with all the pads on there, the pins going round, and the parts just there and just there to help you build the actual tracks, or another part there to help build your tracks. Okay, so that's part of the track. I'm assuming there's another part. Let's just have a look at, just put that to one side. So there doesn't look like to be anything for the guide teeth. That must be another sprue. And I can't see it for the life of me unless this one's not got, this tank doesn't have them. Little parts, little sprue. This one has got some of the jerry cans. We have the spade, the pickaxe and the handle, the actual axe itself. Some, I believe they might be ammo crates. We have the machine gun that we're talking about with a hollowed out barrel, which is good. Some more smaller machine guns just there. A really nice sprue. Okay, some nice detail on there. Looks very sharp. Especially where the bullets for the actual machine gun itself, 50 cal probably. Next sprue we have is of the front part of the side skirts. Okay, so I don't know whether it's that two type there or whether they go together. All right, but we've got some nice raised bolts or rivets. The sledgehammer and some other little add-on bits, some balance rates, some scopes and what have you, so they can see when they're driving when the hatch is closed. Next up we've got the upper hull. So again, some nice cast detail, some nice weld seam line detail on there and all the way down the side of the actual hull. Again, some nice detail and some nice weld seam lined on there. We then get the turret ring and the lower part of the turret. Okay, and again we've got some nice cast detail on there. We have some nice rivets and where the teeth actually go round on the turret ring, and some other little bits. Again, a little machine gun. We again a drilled out barrel, which is good. Next sprue when I find the opening. Okay, we've got two of them, so I'll just get the one out. And this one we've got the road wheels, the drive wheels on there, the suspension parts and the suspension arms, and again it's nicely done. Okay, we have the wheels in two parts, so those would be for the back. Then we've got the return rollers at the back, and again it's really nice done. Some really nice detail on there. Some nice nuts and bolt detail there, as well as some bolts along the side there that you can cut off to add to certain parts. We've then got the photo etch and the decals. So the faux church with some of the grills on is really thin, and it's really thin and really well done on there. And the decals look nice too. Okay, nice decals, printed in China for Ryefield models. And only thing is, there's quite a bit of carrier film around parts where you might not want them. I'd rather, if they could do it, not do the star in the centralized, but sometimes, you know, they can't do that. Same with the 12s, I'd rather them that be a little bit less carrier film on there. You also get some poly caps, some springs, some string for the tow rope, and the clear parts, okay, which look, you know, good for clear parts for a tank. So there we are. That's Ryefield model Sherman Firefly. Looks a really nice kit. It could be possibly, if I ever wanted to build a tank kit, that might possibly be one I'd look at doing. The only downside for me is the actual tracks, but because it's got that track building part on there, I can't envision that being a major issue. So yeah, nice looking kit, which I'm sure somebody will enjoy. Anyway, that's for now, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.